Happy Friday, everybody. My name's Elena, and today we'll be doing this hour-long slow flow focused on heart openers and eventually working into wheel pose. So I'm excited, and we'll just go ahead and get right to it. If you want to go ahead and click the playlist below, feel free, and then we'll just start to get into our first position. Our first position is actually the one I'm in right now, your seated hero's pose. I know this is really intense on the ankles. You can always sit on a block if that's a little bit better. So I'm just going to move my knees apart slightly and slide it underneath my sit bones, taking the tops of my feet to the ground. And of course, you don't have to use this if you feel comfortable, but feel free to use a pillow or a blanket as well. And once you've gotten the playlist started and you've gotten comfortable, you can start to just really sit back into the tops of the feet and the shins. Your hands can rest on the tops of the thighs or upwards, any way is great. And then just close your eyes down. And I've been really using mantras, just not even in my yoga practice, but when I wake up, when I go to bed, when I'm doing just really little things in my day, and I've noticed already a pretty big difference. So before we start to choose one or decide what your mantra is going to be for this practice, just close your eyes and take a few deep breaths into the belly. And as you breathe into your belly, start to soften any place that might have tension in your body, maybe your shoulders or your eyebrows or your jaw. Deepening your breath. And as you're breathing right now, see if you can do your best just to clear your mind right now. I know it's easier said than done. Just allow for your awareness to be maybe in your body or maybe focused on the breath. Right now, we're just trying to quiet our mind a little bit before we begin. Maybe giving yourself that opportunity to clear your mind so that you can search or let a mantra come to you. Know that we have this whole hour just to set and find an intention, so don't feel rushed to grab onto the first one that pops in your head. Really find a mantra that sits with you. I am this, I am that, or a word or a phrase. Let's take 3 more deep breaths. On your next breath in, sweep your arms up and overhead, reaching up throughout the fingertips. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart, your Anjali Mudra. Slightly bow the head. Take an extra breath here, just allowing for that mantra to move through your body, just like your inhale. Nice. Maybe one cleansing breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nice. From here, slowly drop your hands down to the thighs. I'm going to move my block out from underneath you. If you feel comfortable doing so, you can, but don't feel like you have to. Once I land onto the tops of my feet, I'm just going to breathe in and start to lean myself back a little bit here. See if you can lift the shins up. It's a pretty deep stretch in the ankles, so always feel free to drop them back down. Nice. As you exhale, I want you to start to round through the back, drawing the shoulders forward. Reach the fingertips forward as you draw your chin to the chest, just like a cow or a cat pose, rounding the back. As you inhale, drop the knees, drop the shins as you shoot your belly forward. Nice. Draw the elbows back behind you so you can let your heart pump forward, maybe look up. As you exhale, start to pull the back towards the back of the room as you lift your shins up. Lean yourself back as you pull the chin to the chest. Nice. Do that a few more times. Shins down, belly forward, look up. Exhale, pull the chin to the chest. Lean yourself back. Let your knees and shins lift up. That deep stretch here, pulling the chin, really kind of jutting the shoulder blades back. Inhale, down, belly forward, look up. Exhale, pull it back. One more time, breathe in. Breathe out. From here, drop your knees and your shins back down. You'll immediately go into a toe squat. Lean yourself forward, tuck your toes, shift your weight back onto the tops of the feet, stretching out throughout the toes. Nice. And I like to kind of distract myself a little bit in this pose just because it is really intense. You can always lean forward as much as you'd like. As you breathe in, just go right back into that cat-cow motion. Push the belly button forward, look up. Exhale, round the back, pull the chin to the chest. Inhale, push the belly forward. Exhale, pull the chin to the chest. Allowing for your mantra to move with your breath, however that looks for you. And remember, if you didn't come up with one, don't be afraid to let it come to you throughout this next hour. No rush. From here, slowly walk your hands down to the ground. We'll start to shift our weight back to the back of your mat as you move into a standing forward fold. It's your first one, so feel free to kind of curl the toes or bend the knees. I can always grab my block here or whatever prop you have to put underneath your hands. Get a few deep breaths here into your hamstrings. I love just dropping the weight of my head here, allowing for my shoulders just to shrug towards my ears, feeling my spine open and decompress. See if you can relax the head even just a little bit more. Nice. Next, inhale, halfway lift. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll yourself all the way up, mountain pose, arms reach up and overhead. As you exhale, cactus your arms and hold it there. You're going to notice here if you can pull your tailbone a little bit forward so you're opening up throughout your chest. Nice. Take an inhale, just reach your arms up and back, little heart opener. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms back and up. Exhale, cactus. Little engagement of the core here. Do that 2 more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe lean a little bit more back. Open up. 1 more breath. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. You can just reach them straight up towards the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and move any props out of the way and walk yourself back just a little bit so you're towards the back of your mat. As you breathe in, lift up halfway. As you exhale, little bend in the knees as you walk yourself forward, plank pose. Take as many little steps with your hands as you need to. You can always drop the knees down when you get there. You'll take one big inhale. Exhale, just walk yourself right back. Do your best to keep your hips as even and as level as possible as you're moving back. Nice. Inhale, halfway lift. You're looking forward. Nice. Exhale, just walking your hands towards your gaze, towards the top of the mat. So we're keeping a nice long spine each time we walk. You'll take a big inhale. Feel free to always drop your knees down and just move on your knees and just lift yourself up. Any way works here. Exhale, you walk forward. You take your inhale in your plank. Exhale, you walk backwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk forward. Just warming up the upper body a little bit since we will be spending a little bit of time here today. Take an inhale. Exhale back. Again, keeping the hips nice and even. Go slow. Notice that you can engage a lot of different parts of your body when you really focus on them and go slow. Exhale forward. Exhale back. Let's do it a few more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nice. See if you can relax the jaw and the face as you breathe, using your mantra that guides you through the movements and through this next hour. Let's do it one more time. Walk back, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward. Nice. Hold it in your plank pose. Go ahead and drop your knees down. Take a nice big inhale. This next part is totally optional, but I'm just going to do a few little chaturangas just to warm up my arms. So take an inhale. Exhale, let your elbows come nice and close to your sides. Shoulder tips, the heads of the shoulders are kind of drawing back together. Inhale up. Exhale down. Keep your belly in nice and strong. Lift up. Exhale down. I'm just going for 5, so let's do 2 more. Last one, breathe in. Nice 90-degree angle. Squeeze the elbows into your sides. Take a big inhale. Exhale, plop all the way down. Nice. From here, reach your fingertips behind your back. Interlace the fingers as you start to straighten your elbows. Lift your chest up. Nice. Just opening up throughout the chest. Take an inhale. Exhale. I'm going to move my water bottle out of the way. Nice. On your next exhale, you're going to take your forehead down to the ground or even your chin. You can kind of bend the elbows here. Just pause for a moment. Nice. You're going to see if you can straighten your arms. Your chest might lift just a little bit. You're going to lean over to the right or to the left side just to massage the tops of the shoulders for a moment. Take a breath here and go to the other side. And again, you can drop the head. Maybe one more time each side, just going from left to right, right to left. And I'm kind of shifting on the balls of my feet here as I move to the inside of my ankle and the pinky edge of my other foot. And slowly release. Drop your hands down to your sides. Just pause on your belly for a moment. Nice. Hands underneath your shoulders. Breathe in cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, child's pose. Nice. Pause in your child's pose. Take a moment just to breathe, just to let the upper body relax. And when you're ready, move onto your hands and your knees, tabletop pose. Nice. From here, tuck your toes, start to lift yourself up, downward facing dog, first one. So take your time bending your knees as much as you need to, drop the head, maybe nod at yes and no. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, walk your hands back towards the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale down. Inhale, rise up all the way, mountain pose, breathe in. As you exhale, cactus your arm. Let your heart lift up and forward, tailbone pulls underneath you. Inhale, back up, engage your core just a little bit to protect your lower back. And as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk yourself forward, plank pose. Take a big inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, maybe upward facing dog this time, untucking the toes, pulling the shoulders back, almost as if you could slide your hands back. You're pulling your hips towards your hands. Take a big inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Nice big inhale. Exhale, walking the hands back to the feet, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, rise up, mountain pose, arms reach up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms up, engage the core. Exhale, forward fold. As you lift up halfway, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, walking forward, plank pose. Go nice and slow, keep the hips nice and still. Take your inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga. You can always drop the knees here and go to Cobra, or again, maybe that upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Big inhale. Exhale, walking your hands back towards the feet. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, down. Inhale, rise up all the way, mountain pose. Exhale, cactus the arms, open up throughout the chest. Inhale, arms up, engage the core. Exhale, forward fold. Last time, lifting halfway, breathe in. Exhale, walk it forward, plank pose. Nice, take your inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga. Upward dog, breathe in. Exhale, downward dog. Big inhale. Cleansing exhale. Nice. Walk your hands back one more time towards the feet. You'll take a big inhale. As you exhale, start to bend your knees, sink your weight back into your heels. I really want you to focus, especially as we move later on into wheel pose, putting that pressure into the heels really helps drive the hips and with the wheel pose case up. But we're going to really try to draw our hips down, put our weight into the heels. Breathe in, reach your arms up. And exhale, pause here, sink it a little bit lower. We're going to take a few breaths here. You're always welcome to bring your hands to your heart, or if there's any tension in your upper body, just open up your arms a little bit wider. Again, leaning the weight back into the heels, really driving them into the ground. Take an inhale. Exhale. One more full breath, just as you are. Nice. As you inhale, drive the heels into the ground. As you lift up, push your hips forward, open up the chest as you lean back. Exhale, come back down, chair pose. Nice. Inhale, lift it up into that mountain pose, reaching back, pushing into the heels as you lean yourself. Exhale, chair pose. Let's do that 3 more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last full one. Inhale. Exhale. Let's take a big inhale in your chair pose. One big inhale. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart, shift your weight onto the balls of the feet, lifting your heels up. I'm going to lower back right where we started into our toe squat. Slowly drop it down. Nice. You're just lifted here with the knees now. Take a moment here to maybe separate the knees apart, coming into your version of Malasana. Walk your hands forward. Nice. Let's take a full breath in and out. Drop the weight of the head. Feel that deep stretch into the neck, all the way down to the tailbone. And from here, keeping your hands reaching forward, just draw the knees together as you land onto the knees. Nice. From here, you're going to lift yourself up onto your shins. Nice. We're going to play a little bit with our quads and with our core. As you breathe in, you're going to reach your arms up. Keep the arms and the upper body and the knees in one nice big line. And as you exhale, you're going to keep your body pretty much exactly as it is. You're just going to lean yourself back as your hands sweep back behind you. If you see a tear go down my face, it's because I'm so sore. Shout out to Jen's HIIT class. As you breathe in, you're going to lift yourself up, kind of through center here as your arms reach up. Nice. Exhale, you're just leaning your weight back, keeping the body in one straight line. Inhale up. Exhale, going as far back as it's not necessarily comfortable, but not painful. Just getting that nice deep work in the quads and maybe even feeling it travel up through the core. Inhale up. Exhale back. Let's do 4 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale up. Exhale back. Last one, lift up. Exhale back. We're going to hold it here. Take a big inhale. Exhale, just pulse it back for 5. 4. You've got it. 3, 2, 1. From here, drop your hands down. Move yourself straight into a downward dog. Nice big cleansing breath. Breathe in. Let it go. Take a moment here just to come back to your breath and to your mantra. Letting that mantra really flow through your body, just like this movement that you're doing. Nice. And as you breathe in, take a breath here. Next inhale, your right leg is going to sweep up. You might bend the knee and open up the hip for a moment or draw some big circles here. Your first one-legged downward dog. Maybe roll the ankle. Next inhale, your right leg is going to sweep back up. Turn your pinky toe down. Exhale, you're going to step the right foot to the outside of your right hand. And I can see now that my stance was a little short, so I'm going to wiggle my left foot back. Nice, beautiful. Hold it here, take a breath. And we're going to stay as we are just for a little bit. Feel free to put a block underneath your hands on any height. I'm actually just going to drop my hips down just a little bit, almost opening up my chest here. And I'm going to shift with my back leg. So I'm going to play with lifting onto that ball of the foot, maybe even the toe, and then exhale, shift my weight back into the heel. Let's breathe in, shift forward. Exhale, shift back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Seeing if you can dip your hips a little bit lower here. One more breath. Nice. And from here, we're going to use that momentum of pushing ourselves forward onto that left foot to move ourselves into Malasana. So turn the right toes out slightly, shift yourself forward, plant it to the outside edge of your mat. As you turn your toes out, you sit back. Nice. Breathe here, and that block might be there. It's so great when little things work out like that to sit on it. Take a breath, breathe in, breathe out. Nice. From here, we're going to add a little twist. Right hand is going to draw down as your left arm lifts up. Option to take a half bind here. Left hand can go behind your back. If you're doing that, think about pushing that top of the hand into the lower back, maybe even towards the right hip to draw the left shoulder and elbow back. Last breath. Nice. From here, you're going to slowly lift yourself up into that forward fold twist. So you're going to turn your toes forward. Left arm is going to stay lifted. Your right knee is going to be bent, and your left arm can sweep up. Again, toes are forward. My feet are about hip distance apart. Feel free to play with leaning into that left pinky edge of the foot to really feel it in the IT band. And again, you can also thread it behind your back, that left hand. One more breath. Inhale, left hand sweeps up. As you exhale, I'm going to put a little bend in my left knee as I step back into my revolved runner's lunge. So my feet are a little bit closer together rather than that lizard lunge as I stepped my right foot back, left foot forward, left hand up. Nice. Take a breath here. And as you breathe in, we're just going to lift ourselves up into a twist. Nice. You can always bend that back knee as much as you want. Hold it here. Inhale, left hand is going to sweep up as I bring my chest to face forward. And as you exhale, sweep the left hand back, right hand just draws right in front of you forward. You're just twisting the upper body. Think about keeping the hips nice and even. Even as you're twisting, think about drawing that right hip a little bit back. You'll feel it in the top of the thigh. Inhale up. Exhale back. You're doing great. Let's do two more. Breathe in. Exhale back. One more breath. Lift up. Exhale back. Exalted Warrior. Left hand to the lower back or maybe that right thigh as your right hand reaches up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nice. From here, drop your right hand down as your left hand lifts back up. I'm going to move my block out of the way as I drop my right knee down to the ground. From here, I'm going to lean myself back a little bit into that right knee, moving my hips back in space as my left leg shoots back behind me. I'm spinning on my right knees so the right toes go to the right edge of my mat, moving the hips forward, little modified side plank. Breathe here. Nice. From here, we'll take a few more breaths. You have plenty of options, even lifting that back leg and grabbing the foot, or maybe getting a side stretch. And let that right hand be planted firmly on the ground. One more full breath. Nice. From here, a little kind of fun movement. You're going to lift your left leg up. You're going to draw the knee towards the chest, this little Spider-Man pose. You're going to drop your left foot over towards the right knee. So you're going to plant it down. As it plants down, move your right foot. You can see my right foot, bottom knee is picking up and spinning in. I'm going to move into my cow face pose. Nice. My right arm was taking a little bit of weight, so I'm going to move into eagle pose, or eagle arms, right arm over the left. Nice. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale, draw the elbows towards the belly. Just draw yourself down. Take 3 breaths. Letting the head go as your chin draws to the chest. Each time that you have that moment to stop and pause, let that be a moment of coming back to your mantra. Inhale, lift your arms up, keep them intertwined here. You're going to just shoot that left leg over towards the back edge of your mat, over towards the left. So left leg picked up and crossed over towards the left side. Nice. From here, keeping your arms as they are, take a big inhale. As you exhale, I love this, you're just going to lean over towards the left as you pull the fingertips over towards the kind of back of the room. Feel that really deep side stretch. You can always lift up however much you need to. Maybe just really allow for the arms to kind of hang heavy, letting that weight pull the shoulders. Last breath. Inhale, release the arms. Drop your right hand towards the top of your mat. Lift your hips up one more time into that little modified wild thing. Nice. And we're going to transition the best that we can here. I'm going to sit back onto my bottom just for a moment. There goes an AirPod. Nice. From here, once you have shifted back onto your bottom, back into that seated kind of half side stretch here, half butterfly, you're going to shift back onto that right knee and move the right foot to the back of your mat. From here, lift up, gate pose. Arms are going to reach up. Exhale, move the hands to the lower back. Beautiful. My pinky or my left foot can turn forward a little bit as I roll the pinky edge of my foot to the ground, or if that feels funky on your knee, just point it out a little bit. Nice. Option to take half camel pose if you feel ready. We're still pretty early on in the stretching. So you can tuck the back toes and you can reach that right hand towards the right heel. Push your hips forward. Let your heart lift up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's take one more full breath. Maybe play with lifting that left hand towards the back of the room. And slowly sit back onto the bottom. You can move your hands over to the top of the mat. Move through tabletop pose. Take a moment to sway the hips from side to side. If you want to shift into plank pose and go through a flow, we'll eventually land into a downward facing dog. Big breath here once you land. And we'll just move to the other side. Left leg is going to sweep up, bend the knee, open up the hip. Nice. Pause it here for a moment. Maybe those circles, any little motion of the ankle or the hip. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Turn the pinky toe down. Rise into the ball of the right foot. Exhale, step the left foot through or to the outside of that left hand. Nice and gonna be off of your mat, no biggie. From here, I'm gonna keep my back right knee lifted, but I'm gonna grab my block. Nice. Once I have that, I'm going to drop my hips down just a little bit, going a little bit deeper into the pose. Go as deep as it's comfortable. You'll take a big inhale, shifting forward onto the toes, right toes. Exhale, shift your weight back into that right heel. So you're just kind of flossing out the top of the right thigh. Nice. I think Jen Wilford used that term a long time ago, and I really liked it. Just flossing out the muscles here. Let's take one more breath. Nice. Using that pushing forward as you exhale, I'm just going to shift myself forward, step the right foot to the outside of your mat, turn your toes out. Maybe use that block to sit on into your Malasana. Take a moment just to pause, breathe. Let the shoulders draw down your back. Maybe a little bit of pressure into the elbows, drawing your knees a little bit further apart. And when you're ready, twist, left hand down, right hand reaches up. Open up throughout your chest. One more breath. And we're moving into that revolved twist. So I'm going to lean forward into my feet, drop my left hand down. As I straighten my legs, my toes turn forward. Feel free to use that block now underneath your left hand. Left knee bends, right hand reaches up. Maybe leaning into the pinky edge of your right foot, getting into that IT band, the outer right hip. Option to thread the right arm. One more full breath. Inhale, right arm's going to reach up. Breathe in. As you exhale, bend into that right knee, just kind of sinking back into my heels as I send the left leg back into that revolved runner's lunge. Feet are a little bit closer together now. Nice. You can draw that block a little bit closer towards the right inside of your foot. Breathe in. Right hand is going to lift up and back as your left hand reaches forward. Nice. Hold it here. Keep the hips nice and even. Inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, twist. Right hand back, left arm forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Last time, reach up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, Exalted Warrior. Right hand to your lower back, maybe that left back of your thigh. You can always keep your chest gently turning over towards the right side of the room, or square the chest towards the top of your mat. Exhale into that revolved runner's lunge. Left hand down, right hand reaches up. Your left knee is going to lower, and you're going to shift your weight back into that left knee. You're going to slowly sweep the right leg back into that modified side plank pose. So from here, you can see that my left toes can stay tucked, or the top of my foot can go to the ground, and I'm going to move that block out of the way so I can get my left palm down. 3 breaths here. Lots of options to play. You can always work on grabbing that back foot, or maybe reach the right hand up and overhead. One more breath. Nice. When you're ready, you can reach your right hand up towards the ceiling. Your right foot is going to lift. As you exhale, step the right foot towards the front of your left knee or left thigh. You're going to swivel on that left knee, taking the toes towards the back of your mat. I'm just going to move my knee to the pinky edge of my right foot as I sit onto my left hip. Move the feet apart. Left arm is going to go over the right for the eagle part. Nice. Send the elbows up, thumbs away from the face. Breathe in. Exhale, option to draw the elbows towards the belly. Draw the chin to the chest. Nice. The more you repeat that mantra to yourself, the more your brain is going to really process it and really allow for it to be true in your body and in your mind and in your heart. Inhale, lift the arms up, keep them intertwined as your right leg shifts over to the back of your mat. Your sole of your foot plants to the inside of your right thigh. Take a big inhale. Exhale, lean over towards the top of your right thigh, getting that deep side stretch here. You can let your elbows gently fall over towards the right knee, but draw your fingertips towards the right toes. Pretty deep stretch here, and you're still using a bit of your core to keep yourself lifted. As you exhale, try to soften. One more breath. Inhale, lift back up, breathe in. Exhale, drop your left hand down. Get a little heart opener as you lift up onto that left shin. Right arm can reach up. Exhale, sit back down. Both hands are reaching towards the right edge of your mat as you shift onto that left shin. I'm going to move myself into gate pose. So my knee and my ankle are in line as you lift up. Nice. Again, option for those right toes to point out or point towards, again, your right side as you pull the pinky edge of the foot down. Tuck the left toes, move your hands to your lower back. Option for your half camel here as you lift the heart. Maybe looking down towards the left ankle as you reach the left hand for the Achilles or the foot. Right hand can reach up and overhead. Take a full breath here. Exhale, you can sit onto that left heel as you move into your tabletop pose. Both hands down. Take a moment to pause here. Any resting pose, maybe making hero pose your rest pose, just to stretch the tops of the feet and the thighs. Let's take a cleansing breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nice. When you're ready, downward facing dog. One more quick little flow. Take a full breath here. Inhale, right leg lifts up, breathe in. Exhale, you can step that right foot to the outside of your right hand. Wiggle the left toes back. Pause here in your lizard lunge. Drop the hips down. Pause and breathe. Let's spend just a little bit more time here. Drop your left knee down. You can stay onto the fingertips perched up, or feel free to use a block. Maybe bending that back knee, grabbing for the back foot. Let's take 2 more breaths. Nice. If you have a hold of the back foot, go ahead and let it go. You'll tuck the left toes, lift your left knee up. Nice. Take a breath here, shifting back and forth onto that left ball of the foot and into the heel. As you exhale, shift forward, Malasana. Left foot steps to the outside of your mat. Turn your toes out, set your hips back. Right hand down, left arm sweeps up, twist, breathe in. Exhale, you're going to move your weight into your heels. Really use the heels to drive your hips up. Turn your toes forward into that twist. Take a breath. Nice. Shift your weight into the left foot. Bend your left knee. Lift the right leg up. Breathe in. You can pause here in your revolved half moon for a moment. Feel free. As you exhale, step the right foot all the way back. Lift yourself up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Both hands lift technically. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist. One more time, lift up, breathe in. Exhale, twist. Inhale, Exalted Warrior, left hand to the thigh or the lower back. Lift your right hand up. Pause it here. Turn your right fingertips down. Really pump the chest up. Big inhale. Exhale. Nice. Right hand is going to lower all the way down to the ground. Left hand is going to lift up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Option to drop that right knee, or you can go straight into your wild thing, modified or your full version. Bend the left knee, step the left foot back behind your right back of your thigh. Lift your hips up. Left hand can reach towards the top of your mat. Open up throughout your rib cage. Take an inhale. Exhale, shift around into your plank pose. Nice. And if you were on your knee, you can just go ahead and shift there. Take a big inhale. Exhale, option to go through your flow or go right back to downward dog. One full breath once you get there. Take your time. And when you're ready, from here, left leg is going to lift up. Breathe and open up through the hip. Exhale, step the left foot to the outside of your left hand. Wiggle the right toes back. Hold it here for a moment. Drop your hips down. Take a breath. Right knee can lower. From here, option to stay for a few breaths and maybe play with grabbing that back foot. Nice. One more breath. When you're ready, tuck the right toes, lift your right knee up. From here, drop your left hand down if it was lifted. You can play with shifting in and out of that foot. On your next exhale, shift your weight into the ball of the foot, step it to the outside of the right hand. Turn your toes out, bend your knees, Malasana. Hands can go to the heart, take a breath. Inhale, left hand down towards the left big toe. Right hand reaches up. Breathe in. As you breathe out, shift your weight into the heels as you pull your legs to straight. Turn the toes forward, that revolved forward fold. Big inhale. Exhale, lean into that right leg by bending the knee. Shift your left leg up. Option to play with that half or that revolved balancing half moon. Turn the left pinky toe down, really press out of the right leg. Exhale, step the left foot all the way back. When you're ready, rise up into that revolved Anjaneyasana. Nice. When you're ready, right hand can sweep up. Again, both arms can sweep up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, Exalted Warrior. Right hand towards the back of your thigh or the lower back. Think about pulling the left fingertips towards the top of your forearm. Really pulling yourself back. Open up throughout the chest. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Nice. On your next breath out, left hand lowers. Nice. Right hand is going to lift back up into that twist. Option to go ahead and drop that left knee, shift your right leg back for that modified wild thing, or maybe go for the full version. Start to straighten onto the pinky edge of your left foot, shift your right leg back behind you by bending the knee, take the ball of the foot to the ground. Lift your heart up, push your hips up, take an inhale. Exhale, option to go through a flow, shifting your weight over towards the right hand. Maybe go through your Chaturanga or go right back to downward dog. Nice. Cleansing breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, looking towards the hands. Exhale, you can step or walk or hop your way up towards the top of your mat. Nice. Inhale, halfway lift. Breathe in. Exhale, down. Inhale, rise up all the way to Tadasana. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a full breath here. Repeat yourself your mantra one full time. Inhale, arms reach up, breathe in. Exhale, chair pose. Pause it here for a breath. Nice. You can get as low as you'd like. Next, inhale. Lift yourself up, mountain pose, lean yourself back as your hips go forward. Breathe in. Exhale, chair pose. Again, as you lift up, breathe in, really drive the heels into the ground. Pull your tailbone underneath you as your arms reach back behind you. Exhale, chair. Inhale, lift. Exhale, chair. Go a little bit lower. Let's do 3 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Think about using your exhale to pull your belly button in towards the spine. Lift up. Breathe in. Exhale, chair. Nice. Hold your chair pose. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're just going to slowly come all the way onto your bottom. Nice. From here, straighten your, or let's bring the soles of the feet to touch knees apart. Nice. Sit up nice and tall. Breathe in. Exhale, fold over the shins and the feet. Let's take 4 breaths here. Take a cleansing breath. As you inhale, lift yourself up. Take an exhale. Nice. We're going to do one last little thing before we start to go to our peak pose and before we cool down. You're going to pull your knees together, move your hands back behind you with your fingertips pointing towards your bum. Nice. From here, you can drag your feet in a little bit. I have a little degree here. They're not pulling in all the way. As you breathe in, you're just going to lift your hips up. Nice. Your reverse tabletop pose. Take a breath. As you exhale, I want you to really put pressure into the fingertips and drive the heel of the hand into the ground. You're going to bend your elbows as you drop your hips down. Don't automatically just drop them down. You want to get a pretty good elbow bend here. As you inhale, lift your hips, straighten your elbows. Exhale, draw down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. Let's do 10. Your chin can always be pulling towards the chest to protect the neck. Nice. You've got it. A few more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, thinking about putting some pressure into the fingertips. Don't just drive all of the way into the heel of the hand. Really use the whole wrist here. Exhale down. I've lost count, so let's do 3 more. It's like every yoga teacher ever. Let's do 10 more. I lost count. Nice. Last one. Come down. Oof, lift back up. Take a full breath here. Breathe in and breathe out. Exhale, slowly draw yourself down. Nice, straighten the legs as your arms reach up in your staff pose or forward fold. Feel the shoulders kind of draw them apart in circles. And you can fold over the legs when you're ready. Really, too, I know I kind of got some strain in my neck just because I know I need to work more on my core and holding my head nice and stable. If you're feeling any tension in the neck, see if you can just draw your head down, relax it. Let's take one more breath. Nice, and as you inhale, grab your block, roll yourself all the way up, bend your knees, slowly come onto the back. Nice, just massage out the lower back before we do anything. We're going to move into a series of back bends just to end our practice, so you are more than welcome to just use your block and go for that supported bridge pose, or again, you can move into wheel pose, which is what we've been working on. From here, grab your block or books, whatever you have. You're going to start to lift your hips up, slide the block right underneath your sacrum, that nice flat part right above your tailbone. Nice. From here, you can know if it's a little bit too up the back. If your bottom is drooping down, draw the block towards the heels. Nice. You can take as many breaths as you want here, maybe straightening the legs, pausing for however long you'd like. And I am going to work us through wheel pose if you want. So if your legs are straight, go ahead and draw the heels back in. Just before we do anything, really notice the feet right now, because that's a huge part of really driving the hips up into wheel pose. Just like we were doing in that chair pose, feel the heel really pressed into the ground. I can even feel my glutes and hamstrings even tensing up right now as I push my heels into the ground. Hands are going to reach up. Start to draw the hands, palms to face the back of the room. The fingertips are going towards the shoulder heads. Once you've gotten the hands down, squeeze the elbows somewhat in. Know that you can always situate the wrists a little bit differently. They can point out a little bit if that feels better, or point towards the shoulders. Nice. Once you have that, squeeze the elbows in. Again, start to activate the backside of your body by just pressing the hands and the heels into the ground. And just start by lifting the hips off the block. See how that is. If you feel any pinching in the back, probably just drop your hips back down. And when you're ready, I'm going to put a little bit more force into my arms as I start to take the top of my head to the ground. Not a lot of weight in it. See how it is. This is already a pretty deep back bend. I'm going to start to drive the heel of my hand into the ground as I straighten my arms out. My hips are really lifting up. It's a pretty deep back bend, like I said. Maybe start to let your heart push towards the hands. So you're leaning yourself into the hands. It's a little bit more of a deep variation. Let's take one more full breath here. Big inhale. As you exhale, pull the chin to the chest as you slowly take the back of the head down to the ground first, and then slowly come down. Nice. Move that block out of the way and drop onto the hips. Whew. Take a full breath here. Just letting the spine even out. No rush to move or do anything. Maybe a cleansing breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Closing your eyes for a moment. That pose balances all of the chakras, just allowing for yourself to sit in your body after that pretty deep heart opener, even if you just did bridge pose. Breathing in. Breathing out. This next part is totally optional. I'm just going to try to even out the front side of my body the best that I can just before Shavasana. I'm going to lift my legs up as I draw my hands down towards my sides. And this, again, is optional, but I like to balance my core out just a little bit after doing a lot of heart opening. So with your hands to your sides, just pulse your legs up, lifting your hips up. You can even go a little bit deeper by straightening the legs. This is totally optional. I'll probably just do 10, again, just to balance my core out. Totally optional. If you feel fine, then don't feel like you have to do this. You can even move into plow pose to really kind of counteract that pose we just did. Always make sure that your neck is nice and long if you are going into that inversion. I'm going to do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, feel free to let your hips lift up into that shoulder stand or plow pose. This is not my favorite pose, but you're welcome to stay here. Let the toes go back behind you if you'd like. And I don't have the prettiest plow, so definitely don't let it look like mine. And slowly come all the way down using your core when you're ready. I'm going to drop my knees down and just give myself a little twist to wring out the spine. And go to the other direction when you're ready. And you're welcome to take any last minute pose, maybe a happy baby. I'm just going to move into Shavasana, and you're welcome to do so whenever you are ready. Since we did do a lot of back bending today, I would do your best to really get that lower back connected to your mat. I can stick my whole hand under there, so I'm going to try to kind of pull myself towards the top of my mat to lengthen out my spine. Draw the shoulder blades a little bit behind you. Hands can go up towards the ceiling. And as much as it is to just hop off your mat, go about your day, just take at least 3 breaths just to really let your mantra and your practice set in. Breathing in, breathing out. After you've said your mantra at least once or twice, just start to let go. That is such a huge part of setting intentions and setting mantra, knowing that you have done everything that you have needed to do. Your body knows what to do now. Letting go, breathing, staying aware the best that you can. Without opening your eyes or changing anything physically. Allow for yourself just to be fully present. Notice your body and the sensations and the feelings. Let your breath move throughout your arms and your legs, in and out of your lungs. Slowly wiggle your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms up and overhead. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly roll to your left or your right side. Knowing that you can take these mantras, they're not just strictly for your mat. Allow for yourself to transition with that mantra as you move up to a comfortable seat. Your hands will come to your heart as you bow your head in gratitude. Take a cleansing breath, breathe in, let it go. Know that your mantra, the more that you repeat it, the more that it will become just more prevalent in your life. Know that those words in your mind and in your heart are true. You are kind, you are patient, you are loving, you attract abundance. Whatever it is, know that it is true, and so it is. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I love you and I miss you, and I will see you soon. Namaste.